You may remember that last Monday here on the NewsHour, we spoke to the former Speaker of the House of Commons, Betty Boothroyd, about her experiences of getting the vaccine at 91 years old. Here she is 3 weeks ago getting her first dose of the Pfizer vaccine. That's at Addenbrooke's Hospital in Cambridge. She was told then that a second dose of the jab must be administered 21 days later in order for it to be effective. But like many others, the appointment for her top-up dose was cancelled and has been pushed back to March. Betty went down to the hospital today anyway, looking for an explanation.
I'm very cross. I'm cross not only for myself, I'm not only annoyed for myself. I'm annoyed, as I say, because we are the forgotten army. The government think it can put one over of us, and it can't. I am very upset about it, and I'm upset for all the people who are in this position. I mean, we are all sick and tired of hearing, oh, by next Friday I'm going to have it inoculated 200,000 people. By next autumn this is going to happen. With the promises. It's about time we have fewer promises and a bit more action.
And we can speak to Betty once again now. I've got to say, good effort, Betty, trying to get the second one after the 3 weeks. But government scientists are still insisting that they want to save lives, and by delivering the first vaccine doses to as many people in as short a time as possible, that is what they'll be doing.
These aren't the only people who want to save lives. We're a very generous society here. If it would help to spread it thinly, as they're wanting to do, that's fine, we go along with this. But I need an explanation as to why they want to do this. I mean, I was only cancelled, a couple of days beforehand. And over the weekend, I'd asked a number of my friends, the medical profession, very senior people, if they knew what protection we were going to have after for the refusal of the second vaccine. They didn't know. So I said to myself, I better go and find out then, hadn't I? Because I've had such a load of emails and letters in support of this. People, I just don't know where they are. They're very worried. They're very concerned about it. I feel like we're the forgotten army. So I thought I'd go and ask them at the horse's mouth. So I went to Addenbrooke's. They were very courteous. A gracious doctor came out to talk to me. I said, now, what is the protection after now 21 days you're not going to do it? He said, you've got 90 days protection. I nearly fell off the seat I was on. I said, 90 days, it's first I've heard of that. Oh, he said, it's 90 days. So I said, now, look here. Pfizer said it was 21 days you had to have another injection, the booster. Why has it come to 90 now? He said, no, was it to give me the Joint Committee on Vaccine and Immunisation have made a statement about this. I said, good, that's grand. You let me have the statement. I like things in writing. I just, I believe what you say, doctor, but it's better for me in writing. Right. When I got home, I had a document from them. It is 90 days protection, but it's 90 days only a short term. And this is why Pfizer said you've got to have it again after 21 days, because the protection is only short term for the 90 days. That's all.
So your worry is that the level of immunity will fall before the second dose. That's what you're effectively worried about.
Absolutely. It's spread thin. It will fall before the second dose. That's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned for all this body of people that is of my age group with vulnerable conditions who have done exactly what the government wants them to do all this time. These are the ones who've been in the park swinging around and having a good time and all of that. And they haven't seen it, many of them haven't seen their families over Christmas. They've done what the government asked them to do for 9 months, and this is the way they've been treated. And I've had letters saying, are we guinea pigs? Are they experimenting with us? No, you can't do that. Look, this is a national problem. We're all in this together. We want to help each other out, and that's all I'm just trying to do. Ease the burden for these elderly people who are very concerned.
But the scientists say they're not concerned based on the effectiveness of other vaccines over that length of time.
I don't know about other vaccines. I mean, I've been watching the Pfizer vaccine. That's the vaccine I have some interest in and I know a bit about and I've studied. And that's why I've taken the action that I have taken. It's for other people to speak up. I think some of the, Age UK should be speaking up are all these people. Whereas the medical profession, to some extent, is doing it, but not enough.
Well,
and it's about time that we had fewer promises and a bit more action.
Well, I think when it comes to speaking up, you're doing a pretty good job. I mean, in a perfect world, you would have the 2 jabs in 3 weeks. But I guess it's not a perfect world because the pandemic is at its height and they want to vaccinate as many people as possible.
That I quite understand. I do, and my heart goes out to these people in government, the people who are handling this, the civil servants, the scientists. They mustn't be sleeping. They mustn't be. I don't know when they eat and when they sleep. My heart goes out to them. But let's all pull together on this. Let's have clear leadership as to what is wanted. We will follow if we have the clear leadership and not the ifing and butting. Now they say, well, be careful because we might put more different emphasis on various things. We might put more restrictions on things. Ifing and butting all the time. Get it done with if this is what they're going to do.
Right. But
stop all this.
Yeah, but this longer gap, no, don't worry. This longer gap, I mean, it was your friend's idea. It was Tony Blair's idea originally.
Well, listen, Tony Blair is a politician, he's not a scientist. That's the end of that story on that. Tony's a politician. Of course, yes, he's my friend, but he's a politician and he's not a scientist. I don't pay much attention to that. I listen to the scientists, the medical people. I want to know what they think.
I mean, Pfizer do say it's 89% effective against COVID for 15 to 21 days after the first dose.
That's right, but it's only after the first dose. It's short term. What about the long term? I mean, some of us are not going back again until March, early March. 3 months after I had the first vaccine, it's 3 months. What happens in between? That is what I wanted to know. What is the protection after that period for all of us?
I mean, what do you think the chances are of getting this reversed? You're obviously still trying.
Now, listen, I'm a fighter. I mean, I have a go at them. I think it's probably nil, but I want them to know what I think about them all and the way they're handling it all. And I shall speak up when I feel it's necessary. And it's been necessary and it is necessary on this issue.
I read at the weekend, I mean, the Queen is going to wait for her second dose, but I see that was that's the Oxford jab that she had.
Well, that's right. I don't know about the Oxford jab. I'm concerned about the Pfizer because it is what most elderly people had because we were in a high category. We were a priority category, and this is what we had. And this is what I've concentrated on. I can't comment on other vaccines. I don't know about them.
All right. Well, Betty, good to talk to you again. Keep battling away.
I will indeed.
All right. Very good to talk to you. Betty Boothroyd there for the second.